Well, let me check. We are exactly how many games into the WNBA season for the Dallas Wings? We're 3 games in. 3 games in. And Dijonai Carrington has already tried to take somebody's eyeball out of their skull with those damn fingernails. I kid you not.
After the Dallas Wings versus Minnesota Lynx game, DJI Carrington is already being investigated by league officials. Did she really try to gouge someone's eye out just 3 games into the season? The controversy is exploding as fans and analysts criticize her actions as not only risky, but possibly deliberate.
We just started the season, and we're already trying to rake people's eyeballs out. She's poking people in the eye like Ric Flair on the Von Erichs back in '83. What are we doing?
But this is what has everyone talking the most. Carrington has previously been accused of going too far with dangerous and excessively aggressive plays. She fouled Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark only last year, causing fans and the media to react similarly.
This, one could argue, not really funny. Not funny after, of course, what we saw last year.
One could argue that this isn't really humorous. Not amusing given what we witnessed last year, of course. Concerns regarding player safety and if enough is being done to maintain order have been raised by the league's response thus far. Let's observe the foul.
Misses the shot. Heidemann in the open court. Gives it up to Shepard, who is hammered. And Shepard gets up, looks at Dijonai Carrington. Teammates are holding her back.
If you saw the footage of the Dallas Wings versus Minnesota Lynx game, you can see why everyone is talking about the eye gouge that has the WNBA buzzing. Carrington goes up for a block pursuit. Additionally, during the confusion, her hand strikes Jessica Shepard and Paige Buchers, with booers even coming perilously close to hurting her leg. However, Carrington's fingers curling directly toward her opponent's face is when the real issue begins.
It's a fast break layup. As you can see, Paige is going 1-on-2. She goes up to block Jess, and Dijonai comes in from the back, reaches over, going for the block. But as you see, when the play goes in slow motion, it seems like Dijonai kind of scratches her in the face once again.
Fans and experts are certain that this wasn't an accident after seeing slow motion video of her hand cupping in this manner. Before the final whistle even blew, fans and analysts on social media erupted in calls for disciplinary action.
All right, so pay attention to this. Now, in this angle, you see Paige already making a pretty good defensive play right here. She has a hand on the ball. She's good to go. That's a good defensive play. But then you have Dijonai coming from behind with force, all right? This is a reckless chase down.
People are questioning not only the physical contact, but also the purpose. Carrington had maintained a high level of defensive intensity throughout the game, but when the heat built, she didn't just grab the ball. Instead, her hand went directly for her opponent's eye. This goes beyond the typical hard foul or a straightforward instance of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Some have called it outright malevolent because of the way her fingers move, nearly scratching across her face. It even made one analyst think of Ric Flair's eye pokes. And it hasn't gotten this far even in the most brutal NBA periods.
Pushes Shepard and Paige forward, right? Gets the block. Now look at Paige Becker's legs, all right? This is why this is dangerous. And I know I'm going to have people saying, oh, you're soft, and oh, this is basketball. No. This isn't basketball right here, man. This is unhinged, upset, frustrated play.
You can hear the pundits' incredulity if you tune in to the program. They highlight the fact that her fingers are nowhere close to the ball and slow down the play to a halt as soon as her hand touches the ball. One commenter stated it plainly. You will never be able to persuade me that there isn't some deliberate eye gouge situation occurring. That is the type of response this piece is evoking. Not merely surprise, but outright indignation.
Paige's legs are completely from under her. So she's falling straight to her back after you done came in and pushed both of them forward, right? Then not only did she push her forward, She had her hand on the ball, and then she rakes back.
The message this sends to the rest of the league is more important than just one player getting harmed, and the reaction wasn't limited to the pundits. Fans demanded that the WNBA act quickly after the video went viral on social media, and analysts started looking into Carrington's past for any indications that this might not be an isolated event. Although the league's official investigation was revealed in a matter of hours, many felt that was insufficient. Everyone is wondering how things got to this point and what would happen if this kind of stuff continued.
On a basketball court, what is going on in this league? I mean, look, I saw physical basketball with the Bad Boys Pistons growing up. I don't ever remember them trying to finger scoop people's eyeballs out of their skull. I mean, call me crazy. I don't remember that. Yeah, Dijonai Mustard Carrington. God.
There is more than one injury at danger here. A player may miss weeks of play or maybe have their career ended due to severe, long-term damage from an eye gouge. According to critics, there is a line you simply don't cross no matter how intense the game becomes, and Carrington crossed it. They desire actual repercussions rather than merely a warning or a fine. The league's hesitations every minute convey the idea that risky play is accepted.
But I think that this was super reckless, and I actually think it was reckless because she could have injured her own teammate in this situation. All of these women are going full steam ahead down the court. In Paige Bueckers, as you can see, she's going 1-on-2, but she had it covered. The one who endured the most physicality in this play was actually Paige. It wasn't Jess and it wasn't Dijonai, it was actually Paige. And so in that situation, I just think you have to be a little bit smarter in that situation. There wasn't a reason to go after the ball with that velocity.
Interview. However, this is when things start to become somewhat complex. As more individuals research Carrington's career, they discover that she has previously been accused of going too far. The focus is changing from a single careless play to a more significant query. Is this an isolated incident, or is there a trend that the league should look into?
Then watch the video that I put out on Monday on the entire situation. But it is now May 22nd as I'm recording this. This is 4 full days after the WNBA announced that they were launching this investigation, and we have heard nothing from them.
When examining Dijonai Carrington's career, a few moments jump out, and not in a positive way. She has previously been in the center of controversy before the recent eye gouge. Let us go back to her encounter with Caitlin Clark. Although Carrington's tough defense garnered a lot of attention during that game, the most heated argument was caused by her fingernails. Even though there was no call for a foul during the play, slow-motion replays revealed that Carrington's fingernails were raking Clark's face. After making contact, Clark was seen on video stroking her cheek, and the freeze frames quickly went viral online. The question of whether Carrington's style was merely tough defense or something that crosses was raised by supporters and commentators.
Of course, this was the eye gouge from hell, where Dijonai Carrington tried to take her fingernails and scoop them out of Caitlin Clark's skull. I mean, one of the countless times Caitlin Clark was physically, good God.
Her nails were a topic of conversation after that. Because her nails appeared to critics to be more like weapons than accessories while in close proximity, one podcaster even began referring to her as Dijonai Scissorhands, a moniker that stuck. The characterization would surface each time Carrington engaged in another physical play, supporting the claim that her behavior is more careless than competitive. Although a pundit made fun of the nails' attractive appearance off the court, they are beginning to seem like a weapon on it. One play or one opponent isn't enough. These incidents continue to accumulate, and it becomes more difficult to ignore the.
And she is a spicy player, like there is no masking that. I kind of have the same reaction to this play like I did with the one with Caitlin Clark. I think this was an absolutely reckless play.
Some are starting to wonder if Carrington's violence goes beyond what is appropriate in professional basketball. They have made obvious comparisons between her previous encounter with Caitlin Clark and her most recent run-in with the Lynx. In 2 instances, her hands were dangerously near an opponent's face, and the contact appeared to be deliberate.
There's no way. You'll never, in a million quadrillion years, convince me that's not some intentional eye gouge situation going on in the... Look at that. Look at... The fingers are actually... Let me make sure. Let me bring... Because I can't... There. Let me make sure. The fingers are actually cupped around like that, trying to do a scraping motion.
There's more to comparisons to Ric Flair's notorious eye pokes than just drama. Carrington's style is something you'd expect in wrestling, not basketball, according to one commentator. There are major questions about how much physicality the league will tolerate with that level of intensity. Even worse, she displayed overt displays of rage and aggressiveness during the game.
Now, what I want y'all to pay attention to is the fact that Dijonai Carrington was already frustrated after this, okay? Pay attention to her. She's right here. Pay attention to her body language, all right? Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right. You see she's hopping up. The hand comes open, right? She's looking up in the sky. I don't know if she's mad about Enrique's shot selection or she's mad about somebody pushing her in the back while trying to box out. I don't know. But she's frustrated.
Carrington's supporters contend that he simply plays hard and won't give up, but the evidence keeps mounting. It becomes more difficult to attribute repeated occurrences of the same player with comparable results to pure luck or error.
You are the most uncoordinated, dim-witted person I have ever come across, or you intentionally go for basketball plays like that and then strategically try to rake across people's eyes. You either are the dumbest, most dim-witted, uncoordinated person I have come across, or you intentionally go for a basketball play like that and rake across people's eyes. There's no way, shape, or form that your natural body movement takes your... There's no way.
The frustration is only increased by the league's failure to intervene with harsher penalties. Because Carrington adds drama and attention to the game, some fans are questioning whether the WNBA is disregarding these warning flags. However, most people like to see players' safety come first.
This is sad behavior, but this is behavior that the WNBA encourages. Remember what we heard all last season. Oh, it's a physical league. Oh, it's not a physical league. It's not an untalented league. So what do you have to do? You have to muddy the waters. You have to get physical. You ever have a boxer?
There is a genuine risk. A facial scratch is one thing, but an eye injury could kill a player's career or keep them out for weeks. Thus, the argument is becoming more heated. More and more individuals are stating that treating these as isolated events is insufficient. Is this simply Carrington losing her composure in the heat of the moment, or is there a larger problem with the league's handling of rough play? They are demanding that the WNBA examine its own guidelines closely and see whether it is taking adequate precautions to safeguard its players.
Back to her old tricks, WNBA waiting for someone to lose an eye before they do something.
There is a growing belief that the league's current response will determine future rules about what can be played on the court. What does it say about the WNBA's dedication to player safety if these kinds of situations continue to occur?
The WNBA needs to continue to protect their players because things like this can get out of hand and you do not want players getting injured with fouls like this. So luckily no one was injured in the moment.
Let's address the core of the problem. Does the WNBA fail to prioritize player safety? Due to the latest eye-gouging incident and the league's response, or lack thereof, fans, experts, and even former players are criticizing the disciplinary procedure, claiming it is simply too lenient.
Again, one could argue the WNBA is actually loving this kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. To me, this is not right here how you actually get eyeballs on this sport.
There is more to the Carrington scenario than meets the eye. The criticism is currently coming from all sides, and it has turned into the focal point of a larger discussion about the type of league the WNBA wants to be. The league's reputation for light punishment is being scrutinized, and this most recent example only serves to